Hello Sunshines and welcome to Short Game Saturdays. Today Bon and I are playing Lieve Oma by Florian Veltman. If you would like to follow Bon, check out the link to their channel below. In this story-driven point-and-click game, your grandmother takes you on a walk through the forest to collect mushrooms to get your mind off of the turmoil at home. Warning, this video contains strong language and talk of death and loss. Discretion is advised. Now without further ado, let's get started. Oh, I got a controller. It's Grandma.
Grandma.
Alright, there's nobody else it seems. That's good. Perhaps we're the first of the season to come mushrooming here. Haha. I know I forced you a bit to come, and I'm sorry. But you looked like you could really have a bit of fresh air. Sure. Whatever. Let's get going. It's the season for penny buns, so you'll have to look for these. If you don't recognize a mushroom you find, just show me and we'll have a look together.
My dad's side of the family used to go mushrooming a lot, but specifically for chanterelles.
Thanks for coming with me, by the way. Grandma's not as flexible anymore. It's pretty tough for me to pick those mushrooms. There's a group here on the Oregon coast that is mushroom hunters. Sure.
The funniest was one of the best places to get chanterelles was actually on Raleigh Lake, and it's protected, so you're not supposed to do anything.
Right.
That impacts the environment. And my mom was a park ranger there, hired by the camping ground facility. So, we are looking for chanterelles, and we come down. And at like the end of the trail is my mom in her uniform. And my dad and grandfather just freeze in their tracks. For viewers out there, they're divorced at this point. Divorced since I was 3 years old. So, like, he doesn't know what she's gonna do, if she's gonna be, like, really a bitch about it or not. And she's like, I'll let this slide if you give me a jar of chanterelle soup. And he's like, okay.
Okay,
So,
why did it just switched? My monitor does this thing where it dies, and it just switched everything. It messed up my entire setup.
oh boy.
So give me a second to fix this nonsense.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, for a while I used to just go camping for free. While she was there. That was probably one of her favorite jobs until management changed. And once management changed, it went downhill. Like, all the current park rangers, including her, like, hated the new management. So most of them ended up leaving, including her, which is unfortunate because, like I said, I think it was probably one of the best jobs that she had ever worked. So, how you doing there?
Not great. It won't let me change the thing back to the way I had it.
Are you able to still record and proceed as is?
Yeah, I just need to fix OBS.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
Technical difficulties.
Just a little bit. Because for whatever reason, it's not... Let me return to menu real quick. Okay, so now it's correct. Can I go back?
To infuriate you?
Yeah. Okay, and now it started over. Okay. Cool. Fresh start. Let's go. What were you talking about?
I mean, that was about it.
Yeah.
Are you gonna keep that in?
mean, we have a fresh start here.
I guess no one will get to hear my story.
I
That's
mean,
okay.
I'll leave it in. We'll just speed run this part.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. That is like the one thing I miss about living in the boonies is just the trails and shit.
Mhm. Yeah, my booth partners for market, they actually belong to that mushroom hunting guild, I guess it is. Because old people like to say that they're part of a guild.
That's really funny.
Yeah. And here I am, being an awkward teenager, not going on the trail specifically. God, Grandma moves fast.
Grandma's got a purpose.
Yeah, here we go.
This is really pretty.
It is. Grandma? Oh, she was waiting for me.
Yeah, because you were so far behind.
Yeah.
You're a slowpoke.
I don't want to be here. Ooh, look, a mushroom.
There's a mushroom.
Oh, shit, wrong way. I got one whole mushroom. Wow, you already found one. You're really taking this seriously, huh? No. I'm not surprised. You always like to make a challenge out of things, do I? Don't worry, though. If you don't find enough penny buns, Grandma's got some ideas for what to eat this evening. Let's see now. What do we have here? Well, it seems you're good with this one. Great job. She took it from me. Or she gave it back? Hey, but don't forget, if you're not sure if you have the right species, always check with someone before you eat them. Mushrooms can be really dangerous. Grandma doesn't want you to get ill. Alright, let's look for some more. Yeah,
So I think you need to like spin around a bit so that you can see angles that you that might hide mushrooms. Because I think you can go off the path.
Yeah. I went pretty far until Grandma called me back a minute ago.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the part that, I don't go mushrooming or any kind of scavenging.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Remember when you came here when you were younger? To build huts and everything? That was a long time ago. I guess that's what you do in blocky computer games nowadays. With your friends, right? No, I don't anymore.
Ooh, you don't have friends anymore.
Yeah.
You had some kind of breakup with your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I am terrified of scavenging because I feel like I would mess up the identification.
Right.
And kill myself. I always think of that one guy who went up to the Alaskan wilderness and got trapped there because he was overconfident of his scavenging abilities and stuff like that.
Yeah, because he was an idiot. Was this
so
the guy that like gave up his entire life to live in a van in Alaska?
Well, no, okay, that's not quite how it worked.
Okay.
He did give up like his life and everything, and what he did was he traveled all across America, basically like on foot, hitchhiking, just living in random places, doing random things. So yeah, there's a lot of times where he was homeless, that kind of thing.
Right.
And ultimately he came to the idea that he wanted to go up to the Alaskan wilderness and and do a hike up there and down.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like I said, overconfident because when he was going up there, I think he was warned a couple of times by people that first off that he was going too late in the year because the melts or whatever were going to come soon, so the river would become impassable.
Right.
But also because he didn't have the proper equipment or anything like that. But he still insisted on going, and he found a abandoned bus in the Alaskan wilderness, and so that he set up camp there for a while. And then when he was ready to go back and leave, he went to the river, and the river was just become an impassable torrent. And he ended up, because he wasn't prepared, he wasn't able to hunt really. Like, he managed to kill a moose, but it went bad because he couldn't cure the meat fast enough.
Because it was a big ass animal.
Yeah, and he didn't have the proper skills.
Yeah.
It was the key point. He didn't have the proper skills or the proper equipment.
Right.
So he ended up starving, and then it's a little inconclusive, like, what ultimately he died of. But there is some kind of indication that he misidentified a plant, and the plant gave him, like, diarrhea, which was already not great, because considering that point he was already, like, severely malnourished
and dehydrated already, and diarrhea will expedite that.
Yeah, so and he ended up not being able to really leave and go looking for help much farther than just where he was.
Right.
So and then so he passed away, and I think it was like 2-3 months later, a couple hunters came across the van and him. And I think I read somewhere that the unfortunate thing is like, if he had hiked a couple miles downriver, there was a bridge.
Sorry.
Shut up.
Sorry. I just... Men, okay?
Just everyone's like, wow, this tragic story, and you're like, fucking this asshole. No, I agree. It was... The fact was is that he was overconfident and just too... He didn't take the warnings of anyone who implied that he was underprepared.
Right.
And there's you could look into a lot of reasons for that. Like,
yeah. I mean, what is that? There's like this saying that goes like, God grant me the confidence of a mediocre white man.
Yes, that was pretty much it.
And that's what I'm thinking about. So yeah. I'm just like, God.
He was like well loved by the people he met and that kind of thing, but
just
like,
that doesn't make it any less stupid.
No, as a person, he was that, but it doesn't make it stupid. So, yeah, that's why, like, I always think about that.
Yeah.
In terms of, like, scavenging and foraging, I'm like,
just like your own, like, you take it as your own little personal
warning.
Yeah, like there's a specific type of story.
Cautionary tale.
Cautionary tale, yes. It's your own personal cautionary tale, and to me, it's more like just it's my own little confirmation that I hate men.
Why don't you keep going?
Yeah.
I'll keep talking, because the other thing too that is like highly related to this, we
found a not edible mushroom, according to Grandma.
I just want to know if you're gonna press a continue.
Well, I was waiting for you to finish, so because there's a lot of dialogue. All right, looks like some more of them.
It's also like why I have a healthy respect of animals.
Right.
Like, those people who like think it's cute to like touch baby animals. even like when they they think it's gonna be like a really timid, docile creature.
Right.
Like there have been people who have done that with deer, like fawn.
Right.
And I'm like, bitch, like.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, a deer, I understand.
And off they go, haha.
Cute.
Yeah.
So yeah, there have been people.
Okay, so there's nothing over there.
You've met the invisible wall.
I've met the invisible wall. Okay, so there is there's an end to the fucking trail. Damn, Grandma. Okay, I guess this goes to the next part. Ah, such a nice morning, isn't it? A bit early, I say.
That's me.
Haha, silly. I can't walk and look at the same time.
Yeah, I understand. It's also just like there's a lot visually going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, that's my problem with like hiking trails and stuff where I'm just like there was one trail that was behind the house that Stephanie and I used to live in, and it was like a 4 mile long trail, and I was only going to go like a mile or so, and then come back. And I was spent the entire time looking at the ground and at my feet because I was determined to get to a mile that I wasn't really paying attention to what was around me. So it's just like I didn't get to actually see the scenery because I was just watching my steps instead of like taking it slowly and looking around. And I feel like when I'm outside and I'm on trails, like new trails, I get like that, where it's just like I just want to follow the trail. I want to get to the end, or I want to get to a certain point and then come back, and then like try again the next day. And then we moved away from that place, and there's no trails around here. Well, there is, but it goes like straight down the hill, and you have to have bear repellent in that area. And I'm
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
I used to hike the trails like when we would go camping. I used to like wander the trails listening to music,
Right.
which I actually don't really recommend. You should not be out in the wilderness and not have your hearing with you.
Right.
Because you want to be aware of animals.
Definitely.
But because like cougars will fuck you up. So will a lot of animals, but like cougars are especially bad because they will very easily kill humans.
Oh yeah, they have no qualms about that for sure.
Yeah, whereas like depending on the kind of bear, in some ways you're a lot safer if it's a black bear than if it's a cougar.
Yeah, I think we have brown bears up here, not necessarily grizzlies.
We have black and brown bears, and then our grizzlies are up north. But here's the unfortunate thing: with the climate change, wolves are starting to migrate back down into northern Vancouver, which is not a bad thing. That'll help. That's where they naturally were to begin with before humans came, and they'll help control the cougar population.
Excellent.
But grizzlies are starting to migrate down too.
Yeah, aren't polar bears starting to migrate down too?
Yeah, and grizzlies and polar bears are two of the most vicious.
Right.
And like they're the ones that will absolutely fuck you up.
Yeah. You ain't surviving that.
No, it's gonna be very hard to they're the ones like you especially need bear repellent for.
Right.
Because like laying down and playing dead will not help you in that instance.
No, it's like at that point you're just like easy prey.
Yeah. So, all right, let's see what she's got to say.
Hey, sweetie. So what's this now? Ah, that's a penny bun. You were worried about these rotten parts, right? It's okay. Look, we can just remove this part and voila! Another one for us to eat. Go us. Alright, let's look for some more of them.
Okay.
Yeah, so like grizzlies are the ones that you really have to be careful of. Like you should be careful of all animals, but like they're especially bad. Ooh.
So how's your new room, by the way?
I don't really care.
What do you mean you don't care? How come you don't care about your new room?
I mean, it's fine. I don't want to talk about it, okay?
Alright then.
Just gonna go off into the woods.
Do you see something over there?
No. I'm just gonna get lost forever.
part of my life I grew up on like a boonies farmstead, and it wasn't agricultural because it was not designed. The layout of the land was not good for that.
Right.
It was livestock originally,
Mm.
but by the time I was born, my Oma and Opa had already sold all the livestock that they had.
Right.
Um, but hey, a mushroom.
Yeah, how's it going, sweetie? Having fun?
Yep.
Nope.
So it was absolutely surrounded with woods.
Hmm.
And we used to go out and play in the woods, and there were creeks and shit and all of that. But I remember my Oma telling me a story about like when my mom and her siblings were kids. Ooh.
Oh, what's this then? Ah, this one's a bit too spoiled. I don't think we can eat it. Don't worry, we'll find plenty more. That'll be tastier.
All right. Let's look for some more of them.
So I don't remember which of my uncles it was, but one of them, like, he went out into the woods and he found like some pretty, what he thought were pretty blooms and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And he brought them into the house, gave them to Oma, and she put them in a vase. And then like a couple hours later, they were trying to figure out why the entire house smelled like skunk. And it was because he had picked the blooms of skunk cabbage.
Oh my god.
Because he was like, this is a pretty flower.
You okay, sweetie? What do we have here? Ah, that's also a penny bun. We can just take this part of it. The rest can be eaten without a problem. Good job, sweetie. All right, let's look for some more of them.
Missed that
Oh.
farm.
Yeah.
It was too much for them to handle. It was a lot of property for them
Right.
to have to maintain. So they sold it, I think, when I was like 17 or something like that.
Yeah.
I have no idea what the new owners did to it, and we have no idea what it looks like. You can't travel down there because they put like a giant fuck off gate
Jesus.
at the entrance, because the entrance of the farm is actually a long road that you have to drive down.
Right.
So yeah, none of us have no idea what's been done to the property, what it looks like now, and I'm actually really curious what was done with it.
Ooh, a creek bed.
Oh, we had so many like creek beds, and we tried to make them rivers by digging them out wider.
Cute.
That's how I got hit in the face with a shovel 2 times.
Only 2.
Welcome back, dearie. We're near the stream already, I see. I wonder if we'll get to see the blue heron. We always see them around here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the first time was my fault. You should not walk behind a person who is currently digging with a shovel without saying anything.
Mm-hmm.
But the second time,
Weird. We usually see the blue heron around here, right?
Maybe it left for winter.
You're right. Maybe it went on vacation.
Or climate change.
ooh, yeah, the second time was their fault. I can't even remember who hit me. Because they had it over their shoulders.
It seems people already got their mushrooms here. I can't see any in the vicinity.
We're probably too late already, Grandma.
Don't give up just yet, sweetie. Grandma sure will find a whole lot.
Hey, there's a bridge.
Yeah. I'm still looking for any on this side, but I guess there's not.
Yeah. So you know how like those old milkmaid like pictures where they have like the stick across their shoulders and on either end is like buckets?
Right.
That's how they were carrying the shovel, and someone called their name and I was next to them and
Oh
they
God.
turned, thwacked me right in the face.
Yeah.
Tell me what's going on.
It's nothing.
Are you in a fight with all your friends?
Or parents. Maybe like something happened where the parents got a divorce and like
They're living with grandma now.
yeah, or something like that. And like that's why there's a new room and all that stuff.
Sweetie, listen. You know, Grandma knows you since the very moment you were born. I can tell when my sweetie's struggling with something.
Oh good. I can't walk. It's
You have to force the confrontation.
it's just it's only been a few months since we moved and I'm already losing sight of my friends. I just miss them a lot. We still chat regularly, but it's really not the same.
Don't you play the blocky building game with them anymore, as you used to do?
Well, it's not as fun now I'm not around and stuff. There are new in-jokes I don't get because I missed something that happened offline. Things like that.
How about your new school, though? Haven't you made any new friends there?
I had to miss the first month of school because of us moving house. So I don't feel as though I'm really part of my class. I kind of feel like I don't belong there, I guess. I'm trying so hard to get away from this conversation. Here we go.
Have you told Mom and Dad about all this?
I don't really want to talk about them if that's okay. You're probably fighting a lot.
Sweetie, of course it's okay. You know I worry about you. And since we don't see each other so often, I worry even more. If you tell me what's going on, maybe I can help you. So thank you for telling me about this.
Hey, look, a mushroom. Just whoop.
And off they go.
The one good thing
Yeah.
that my mom did so I think I've talked before about how I realized I had moved. There's like a mushroom hidden in the bushes there. It's hard to see, but I can see the sparkles.
Spackles.
The sparkles.
Spackles.
I had moved 27 times in my 33 years.
Yeah.
And a large majority of those were before I was 18. But the one thing my mom always insisted on was that I would stay in the same school. So no matter like how hard it was on her, she would always make sure that like even if she had to drive us to school, she would.
Yeah.
So I only changed schools the once. Well, technically twice, but the second time I don't really count because what that was is I had to move to Ontario for a year to live with my dad to get speech therapy. Because the wait list in BC was so long and I needed it really badly. So if I went to Ontario, I would get it right away. So that's I got sent to Ontario, and of course you have to change schools. Like
Right.
that's why I don't really count it.
Because remote school wasn't a thing.
Back then, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even think computers would have been capable of it at the time.
Yeah.
So, but outside of that and my kindergarten, I had never changed schools.
All right. Did I miss a lot of mushrooms by going this particular route?
I don't know.
I picked like 2 of them.
I think it's more about the story than it is
About
the
mushrooms.
mushrooms.
It's important to me to get all the mushrooms.
Oh, so I visited a friend I haven't seen in like 8 months.
Right.
Yesterday, and she has really bad ADHD, and
Oh,
she was
God.
telling me about how plays this game called Destiny.
Oh yeah, I know Destiny. I haven't played Destiny, but I know of Destiny.
And yeah, apparently like there's some penguin thing, like a penguin collecting thing that happened at one point.
Oh no.
And she was saying that like everyone else was like really struggling with it, but like for her, like finding all the penguins like really satisfied her ADHD brain.
It's we were trained from an early age by Pokemon.
Yeah. So she's like, she at some point, like every time there's like a new penguin thing, she would give penguin tours to all the other players.
Aww, that's sweet.
Yeah. But like this is part of that for you. Like
Yeah.
this is satisfying the ADHD in your
Gotta
brain.
catch them all. It's the
Just like-
name of the game.
It's just like me finding all the Koroks in
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild.
Let's have a look. Ah, that's also a penny bun. You were worried about these rotten parts, right? Oh, look, we can just remove that, blah, 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 blah. Let's see what else you found. Let's see what you have here. Ah, that's also a penny bun.
I mean, okay. You're recycling dialogue. Oh, Grandma?
Grandma's
Do we
dead.
look older?
You are an adult now.
Oh no. Okay, so it looks like we're just continuing the creek bed.
Mm.
See, my grandmother's never did anything like this with me.
Yeah, I have a lot of mixed feelings about my grandparents on both sides for different reasons.
Yeah.
But they did do as much as like, okay, my bubby side, I love her so much, but she does project her anxiety
Mm.
and so much. The blue hair and
Hey, buddy.
but she does genuinely love us, and she did a lot for us. Like we got to, even though we were poor, we got to experience so much because of her.
Oh, Grandma's not dead. She's just too old.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Hey, Grandma.
Hi, sweetie. How's it going?
I'm fine. Thanks
yelling.
for lending me your car. I'll be home soon.
Good. Did it still drive okay?
Sure, it's a bit cold though, so it took some time to start, is all. I went to the forest where we always came to pick mushrooms, you know?
Oh, great. It's been a while since we did so. But with my leg, I can't really come right. Well, tell me when you come back, okay?
Sure. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Grandma.
Talk to you soon.
Yep.
Bye.
Okay, bye, Grandma. Click.
But yeah, like we got to do a whole bunch of sports. We got to do like go skiing. So she did all those things with us. And with my Oma, she was good to the grandkids. The relationship between her and her kids way more complicated. And I didn't learn any of it until I was grown up and after my mom had died.
How about we get a nice cup of chocolate milk when we get home, all right?
Yum yum.
Yum yum.
But she was, like I said, she was really good to the grandkids, and she
Yeah.
insisted on taking every grandchild at least once to Disneyland.
That's
She-
nice.
She loved Disneyland so much. She wanted every grandchild to experience it. Her only requirement, she had only 2 requirements. You had to go on the ET ride at Universal Studios. I don't know why. I don't know what her thing was with ET. And you had to go on It's a Small World. Those were her 2 favorite rides, and I'm like,
Yeah.
why? Those are like the 2 worst.
My aunts and my mom's sister and her brother-in-law, my Uncle Jeff and Aunt Janet, They had like a Disney pass, and they would go like once a year to Disney World.
Ever since the forest fire years ago, they decided to actually take care of it nowadays.
Oh shit! Look at that. I think we're changing seasons.
You might not remember it, but this place used to look quite different. But with time and care, the forest became healthy again, and now people can hardly remember the way it looked back then.
Yeah. So they would go to Disneyland or Disney World because they were in Maryland, so they would go. It was just easier to go to Florida.
So what's this now? Ah, that's a penny bun. We can just take part. Blah 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 blah.
Actually, speaking of Florida Disney World, I wonder, because DeSantis is now trying to find other ways to fuck with Disney.
Right.
Ever since the Royal Clause thing.
Right.
And I'm wondering if because there's talk of like like road tolls and shit like that. And I'm thinking, like, how far is he going to push? And if Disney threatens to pull out of Florida,
Yeah.
how bad would that impact Florida's tourism?
Oh my god. Like, so badly.
So
The
I
only
wanna
reason
know-
people know what Florida is is because of two things. Disney World and Florida Man.
Florida Man. Also, there's that like one place that all like retirees go to die. That's the joke.
Miami.
Miami, yeah. Yeah, so I'm very curious to see how far that battle between them is going to push, because I think ultimately he would lose if it came to that.
Honestly, I think Disney, like, for a long time, Disney was in talks with Houston for building another Disney amusement park.
What's up, sweetie?
Mom's room isn't done yet.
Mom's room.
Yeah, weird. Oh, maybe Mom is sick. Maybe that's why they had to move it to be closer to a hospital.
Maybe.
When we just arrived, she said she was going to sleep in my room until hers was done. But it's been months now, and the workers aren't coming any longer, so I don't think her bedroom will be done anytime soon. Because of this, I can't put all my stuff in my room, so I had to leave things with Dad in the old house. Okay, they did get a divorce, yeah.
Or maybe it's a separation at this time.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense. And Mom moved closer to her mother.
Grandma.
Yeah. It's unfair that I can't have all my stuff in my room because they were fighting all the time. I'm missing my friends, had to miss the first day of the new school so I don't know anyone. Mom wakes me up when she goes to bed late. It's not cool that they do this to me, I think. Mom says I should be grateful for the things we have. Fuck you, Mom. But all I have is my friends and my dad being at the other end of the world, slowly forgetting about me.
Sweetie, they won't ever forget you. Don't worry. It'll all be fine once the dust settles. In the meantime, I'm here for you. We're doing amazingly well, you know. Despite what you're going through, it'll all turn out fine, you'll see. Come on, chin up, sweetie. Let's walk, to take our minds off things a bit.
So with your aunts having the pass, did you
Yeah.
ever get to go to Disneyland?
I went to Disney World once, and then in my early 20s, Jamie and I went to Disneyland. But you saying the thing about It's a Small World reminded me of my uncle's least favorite thing about anything related to Disney, and it's a Small World. He
It's the worst.
hates it so much, and so every time they went to Disney World, his wife and his son would force him to go on that ride.
That's horrible. That's
I'm-
terrible.
I'm honestly surprised that they are still married, because that is a divorceable offense in my book. It's like, at what point is it torture? Like, at what point are we saying that this is an emotional abuse?
I actually got to go to California Adventure shortly after it opened.
Oh, shit. Awesome.
Yeah. And we went in the off season, so Disneyland and Disneyland and California Adventure were both pretty bare bones, like not really busy.
Right.
The only thing is I didn't get to go on Space Mountain or what's that other one, Thunder Mountain or something like that.
I mean, there is the Matterhorn.
I think it was the Matterhorn I went on.
Okay.
It's the water, the famous water one.
I thought that was the Matterhorn.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong, but
Yeah,
There-
I
there were
don't know. Because
two at the-
they're switching that into a Princess and the Frog ride.
because there were two really famous rides that I wasn't able to go on because they were closed for maintenance. But overall, like, I got to go on a lot of fun rides. And we met Cruella de Vil, and she kept asking us for puppies.
I need them. I love the smell of the pine forest.
For a
It
minute,
might be my favorite smell.
I didn't read that quite right. My brain didn't, it said plain forest in my brain.
Oh.
And I'm like, what's a plain forest?
It reminds me of the pine honey you have at home.
Definitely the best honey in my book.
I don't know if I want to, like, dig into a spoonful of, pine honey, plain honey. You got me saying it.
I'll have to ask my brother,
We're
if he's
nearing the
ever
lake,
tried
it
pine
seems.
honey.
Pine honey, yeah.
Because he was a beekeeper.
Yeah, I think you told me that before. I remember. Not to say that I don't mind you repeating it. Just
No.
Yeah.
Mainly
Like,
I
oh
repeat
yeah,
it.
that's right.
Mainly I repeat it for viewers who might not know.
Yeah. Ooh, a fork in the road. Oh, I guess this goes around the lake. I haven't seen any mushrooms.
Again, I told you, it's probably not about the mushrooms.
Listen, it is about the mushrooms as far as I'm concerned.
And off they go.
I mean, it's gonna come back around, Grandma, so don't worry about that.
Oh wow, you can apparently already buy... You can already pre-order the Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves DVD.
Excellent. Because I want to watch that so badly, and I refuse to go to a movie theater ever again.
That's fine.
I don't mind waiting.
I want to do a view party with our group.
Yeah. I don't have a disk drive in my computer, unfortunately.
But you do have a PlayStation 4, don't you?
I don't. I think one of the brothers took it.
No, that was the PlayStation 5.
Oh, yeah. No, I have a PlayStation 3.
Yeah, that can play DVDs.
Okay. I don't know if it works though, but I'm pretty sure the brother. Stephanie didn't have a PS5. She had a PS4.
Oh, I thought it was a PS5.
No.
Okay.
I think her brothers were trying to get her to get a PS5. Even though she was like, but why? I can just play everything on. I can play the same games on the PS4, and they're like, get a PS5. Because they're tech junkies and they have to have the newest stuff.
I waited for the PS4 to come out to buy my PS3.
I waited till the Wii was like $60. And it was like it was before the Wii U was supposed to come out. And so that was like the first time I bought my first console. And when the Switch came out, I was like, $300? No, thank you. And then a friend of mine, a very, very generous friend of mine, bought one for me for my birthday because I was moving up here to Oregon. And he also bought me Animal Crossing and Zelda.
Welcome back, dearie. Remember when I told you about the day I arrived in the country for the first time?
Oh, should I be giving you an accent? Oh, no, that's probably racist. Yeah.
Before I arrived, I've never seen any snow in my life. Where I grew up, the only place you'd see any snow was in the crushed ice with some sugary syrup.
She's from?
I don't know. So when I arrived here, seeing all this snow everywhere around me...
I mean, Oma would mean that she was like...
Dutch.
Yeah, so not Germany, not Luxembourg.
But I'm pretty sure the Netherlands has snow.
Oh, no, they do. They definitely do. But, like, Oma is also grandma in German.
That's true. But Germany, I'm pretty sure, also has snow.
Yeah, I don't know about southern Germany, though. But Luxembourg is all mountains, so there's no way there's not snow there. I don't know. I don't know what Lieve Oma means. Because I looked up the pronunciation, but it didn't tell me what language it was.
So when I arrived here, seeing all this snow everywhere around me, Grandma totally couldn't resist eating as much of it, the icy sweetness lying around about everywhere.
Hold please.
Okay.
Lieve Oma is a short game that delves into the childhood memories of hunting for mushrooms in the Dutch woods.
Okay. Okay, so we're Dutch.
Yeah, and, well, it sounds like she arrived in...
In the
So, currently, yeah, we're in the Dutch woods.
Okay.
So we're in the Netherlands. So she arrived from somewhere else?
So she could be from Southern Europe, anywhere. And we just call her Oma because...
We're Dutch.
We're Dutch. Okay. Cool. Maybe she's from Greece.
Maybe.
So what happened?
Well, obviously, I had a stomachache for days. So that was my introduction to this cold, snowy country. After I got better, however, I didn't lose my appetite for some nice ice cream once every so often. And slowly with time, I learned to live in such a different country, made new friends, and I even met Grandpa here. I'm sure you'll be able to find your place in your new school.
And off I go. I don't want to talk about hard topics, Grandma. I am potentially 13.
And angsty.
I'm entering my angsty teenage rebellion phase, Grandma.
You want to know how angsty I was? I had a binder and I wrote on it depression book.
Nice. I would dress all in black, put on the gothiest makeup, just to, like, no matter how early we had to get up to go to the airport, I was ready. Like, I was in full goth at the airport because I wanted to get pulled over by TSA. That's probably, like, the angstiest I got. It's like, I wanted to be known as, like, a criminal. It's like, yeah, TSA pulled me out for, like, a random check. It only happened, like, once.
Hollis is in Korea again.
Can they keep him? Like, I mean, I'm sorry to Korea, but listen. Just listen.
What was I? One of these days, I'll tell you about the time we got pulled over at the border because they thought we had a bomb. But now is not the time.
No.
This is not the right game for that.
This is grandma. This is a grandma game.
This is a grandma game.
This is walking with grandma game.
Yeah. Although when I went to Disneyland with my Oma, we drove down there, so my mom had to write a letter saying that yes, I was authorized to be with Grandma, that she wasn't kidnapping me across the border.
Well, we reached the bird watching cabin. Shall we head back?
Do you think we have enough mushrooms?
Let's see.
Sounded like you said rushrooms.
Mushrooms?
Rushrooms.
That's my Scooby-Doo voice.
Yeah.
It seems we've only found 6, but that's okay. With this, we can make a nice risotto.
Maybe she's Italian.
Or perhaps some Bordeaux-style porcini.
Nice.
Yes, very nice. Let's head home, then.
I can see our favorite color is still blue.
Mm-hmm.
I like how, like, the sound changes when you're walking on snow. Or it was a second ago. I guess that particular area, they didn't expect you to actually, like, walk on it. Look at me. I'm a rebellious teen. I'm going off the trail. Woo! Nobody can stop me.
Oh, I get my new orthotics next week.
Like a night guard?
No. Oh shit! Did I say the wrong word? The
I thought like ortho was might.
Well, there's orthodontics, and then there's also
Hi, Grandma.
Hey, sweetie, are you okay?
I'm fine. I'll be coming home soon.
Oh, okay. I was just starting to worry.
You don't have to, though. I'm doing fine.
Well, I'm just not used to you driving, you know? Well, get home soon, okay? I'll make you a nice cup of hot cocoa.
Awesome. I'll be right there, Grandma.
No, orthotics is for shoes. It's the yeah. So there is ortho is more than just teeth.
Oh, okay. Oh, ortho bones, maybe.
Oh, that was a nice sweet game.
Yeah, musical variations and Claude will help with Timothy.
Arabesque.
Thank you. Thank you to the people organizing the Wild Rumpus. Aww.
That was a really sweet and beautiful game, and
I'm glad Grandma wasn't dead.
Yeah. And it got us talking about our own stuff.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say about the orthotics is that I'm hoping it means I can walk nicely on snow without my feet cramping.
Ooh, yeah, that would be nice.
Because I love the sound of like walking on fresh
crunchy snow. Yeah. So, I was watching this TikTok about somebody who's like a sound designer for animation. Yeah. And apparently if like you put like crushed up coals and then you walk on those, it sounds like snow.
Mm-hmm. I've actually watched videos of people making, like, they're just professionals at making sounds to insert into animations, games, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just so interesting to see how they do it.
Yeah. That was really sweet.
I liked it.
Anytime there's a game about a grandma, I immediately go, oh no, the grandma's gonna die. And, yeah. So I'm glad that this is actually a game about a grandma where the grandma didn't die.
Yeah, right?
Because that's just, it's one of those things where it's like, I've lost my maternal grandmother when I was 27. This is the one where I said, who the hell is Bob? And I got in trouble for saying hell in a church.
Yeah, because that guy was going on about the wrong person.
The pastor that they had hired to do the eulogy for my maternal grandmother was going on and on about how we should live our life like Bob. And he was just like, Bob is the person that we should strive to be, like, live your life on purpose. Like, that was his whole spiel, was just like, live your life on purpose like Bob. And Beverly. It's like there was this pause of... Did you forget who you were eulogizing, sir?
Yeah, and he's like,
Yeah.
this ties in.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
get there.
Yeah, and it's like, and I just like, I looked at my mom and I'm like, who the hell is Bob? And I'm like choking, like
Hysterical.
I'm hysterically crying, like my grandmother is dead, and this guy is talking about Bob, and I just deadpan turned to my mother, like, who the hell is Bob? And my mom's like, don't say that in church. And I'm just like, I'm 27, mother. And like, and he heard us, and he ended his eulogy with like, live your life on purpose the way that Bob and Beverly did. And I'm just like, god damn.
That's just like so. That's like it's so comical because it's like that situation. Like you think it's a sitcom situation,
Right.
like that episode. Honest to God, one of the hardest episodes to watch of BoJack Horseman is him giving a eulogy for his mom, and at the very end of the episode revealing that he's been in the wrong room in the wrong funeral the whole time.
Oh my god.
And
Yeah.
so like you watch that episode when again one of the hardest episodes to watch. I can't rewatch it because it's just too much for me.
Right.
But you also think this is a sitcom situation, like that can't really happen, and yet in your actual life, you had that happen.
Yeah, I had a sitcom situation, and
Yeah.
well, and like, okay, I think the first time that this game came up on the picker wheel, my paternal grandfather, my grandmother, the 95-year-old who's in rehab right now, she's in rehab for a broken hip, and she's going to be there for the rest of her life. She's
Different
not in,
kind of
yeah,
rehab.
yeah, different kind of rehab, but I'd like saying that my 95-year-old grandmother is in rehab. Just to get reactions. But she had a really bad infection, and this was like months ago. It feels like it was yesterday because like just the trauma of it all. And I was going through a really bad financial stint. Market is coming up, so hopefully I can get enough like saved up so I don't have to be worrying constantly about shit. But my grandmother had a really bad infection, and my dad called me, like he usually does, and he was just like, "Hey, kid, Mama's in the hospital, and the doctor is saying it's not looking good." And my brain started immediately going in circles. Like, how am I going to get back home? Like, how am I going to get home for this thing? And then I think when we were doing a recording, this game came up, and I was like, oh no, Oma means grandma. I don't think I can play this game right now.
And then on top of that, I think that you had been off your meds because of refilling issues.
Yeah, there was a refilling issue because I had to change GPs because my GP left. And because this is like the third GP I've gone through with this clinic, and I can't change clinics because I live in a place that only has the one fucking clinic.
You were just going through a lot in that very short time.
And I was like, I cannot play a game about grandmas right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, my Momo is a living, breathing energy vampire. Like, she has made, like, the only reason she has lived this long is because she guilt trips her grandkids and takes life force from them. And I'm pretty sure she pulled this stunt just so that she could siphon 10 years off my life.
Yeah.
I love this woman, but I hate this woman.
I'm pretty sure that, not to compare your grandma to a cat, but,
not a coffee.
So, when my mom died, my sister, Rochelle, she ended up taking the family cat. And Cleo had been through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Cleo, we got her when my baby sister was like 2 years old. And she was a kitten at the time. Her and her sister Gigi. And Gigi died. We think a coyote ate her because they were both like indoor-outdoor cats.
Right.
And at some point, we're pretty sure Gigi got dragged off. But Cleo survived. Cleo is still around. Cleo is like 19 years old now, and still trucking, and still like one of the healthiest cats. But at one point, like a year or two ago, she stopped eating. She wasn't really drinking. So my sister took her to the vet, and the vet's like, yeah, it's her kidneys. They're shutting down. Like, there's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do. Like, I think her time is going to be soon. It's going to be in the next couple days.
Right.
And then she lived and got better.
Yeah.
And then they took her to the vet, and the vet's like, I have never seen kidney damage reverse itself before in a cat.
Okay, that's exactly what happened with my grandmother.
Yeah.
Like, she had kidney infection. She had multiple infections in different parts of her body. She spent a week in the hospital and made an overnight recovery. And my dad called
grandma
me.
to a cat.
Yeah, that, like, they're kindred spirits. I'm pretty sure that Audrey and Cleo are in cahoots with each other.
Like, we're pretty sure this cat's gonna outlive all of us.
Oh my god.
Like, everyone was prepared for this cat to pass on.
Yeah.
Like, it was sad. It's like the last remnant we had
of
our mom.
I was making plans with people. Like, where am I gonna stay? Because my plan with going back to Texas is I have to see people. Like, I can't just go back for just one day, like a funeral in one day. No, I have to, like, go see my people, like my family, the people that I chose in my family. I have to go see the people I've never met before who are a part of my family. And of course my dad's gonna want to hold on to me for like a couple of days because
and then Stephanie's parents are currently in Texas.
Yeah, and
right?
Stephanie's parents are currently in Texas, so they wanted to see me. I wanted to like go out to dinner with her, Katie and or her parents, Katie and Jamie. My mom would keep me for a couple of days, and then I had to go to Dallas and meet my polycule because I've only met one of them before. So, but also like one of them is highly immunocompromised, so I would have to like I can't even like hug them. Because, like, I will be traveling all over the state of Texas that doesn't believe in mask laws or even that we're still in the middle of a pandemic. I would have been on a flight. Yeah, I'd be all germy. So I'm just like, I'm trying to plan to be there for, like, at least a week. And then my dad calls me. And I'm also trying to figure out how am I going to pay for all of this shit? Like, how am I going to pay for a flight to and from Oregon? And like, do I start in Dallas? Do I start in Houston? Because Waco is in between them. And I'm just like, this is why, Mama, you're not allowed to do anything like this until fucking October. After market has ended. Because if you do this in the middle of summer, I'm not coming. Like... But yeah, I was also like emotionally preparing myself to tell my dad that I could not afford to get to him.
Yeah.
Like I was still trying to figure out a way to get to Texas while this woman was in the hospital because it's like I'm one of her 4 grandkids. Like I have to be there. But I cannot afford to get out of this state right now. And like, I can't afford a week-long vacation in my home state because it's like there's so much I need to do in that week. And then my dad calls me and says, oh yeah, she's 100% better. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Father! You tell me that she has died. That's the only way that this makes it fun. The only reason that you would call me is because she is dead and you buried her yesterday. That is the only reason you should call me. You should not call me and tell me that she's making a full recovery, because then I'm going to have to do this shit again. So yeah, I spent like a day decompressing from all the stress that had accumulated trying to figure out how to get home.
That is, yeah. Anyways, this was a very lovely game. It brought us so many memories of growing up.
It also will not take you an hour to play.
Oh, we were just chatting.
Yeah. So it's a good game. It's a good, thoughtful game, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Well, I'm going to press quit and stop recording, but then it's your turn.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us for Short Game Saturday, as we played Lieve Oma by Florian Veltman. If you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, a follow, and ring that notification bell so you know when the new episode drops. Also, stop on by our completely free Discord server to chat about games and whatever else is on your mind. I promise we don't bite that hard. Please refrain from any hate toward us or the game developers. The devs worked really hard to make this game happen, and they deserve our support, because anyone who just wants to take a walk in the woods with their grandma deserves all the support. That's all for now, folks, and we'll see you next time.